What's up, YouTube? I have another crazy project here. This is a Kubota L285. It's a 4-cylinder diesel 30 horsepower tractor. It's an 8-speed manual transmission, has a hydraulic 3-point hitch in the back. I paid $800 for this and it was not running. It was in a barn, and I told the guy, if I get it running, I'll give you $800. And he didn't want to take it. But when I realized that the wiring was roached, he ended up accepting it. So I did get running in his barn. The glow plugs would not ignite because everything was eaten up behind the dash. So now, when you lift this up, it's all relatively new wiring. I did manage to keep the harness that runs up through here and just splice into it. That way I don't build a new harness. So I have a new key switch, which is not the OEM key switch. I already had one here. I just used it. And the glow plug and starter. This switch still works great. This gets warm. That's your glow plug indicator. The temperature gauge was bad. It was reading just like 180 constantly, so it was stuck. I had one of those on the shelf as well. And when I did get it running, I let it run for like 45 minutes. It was full of oil. Drained the oil, put fresh oil. It never came to temp. And because somebody messed with the thermostat and jammed it open, so this thing could run for an hour straight and be 110 degrees on your coolant with a LCD temp gun. Infrared temp gun. I did get the alternator is actually good, believe it or not. So charging system works, and all the electronics actually work now. I have power going to my lights, front and back. They're just sitting there right now. The hood's in decent shape. Not great shape. I'm gonna have to build an actual frame that ties into this because there's no front grille either. That's the rest of it. The hood actually flew, as the guy said, in Katrina, big hurricane, and it broke off the hinges. Front rims are roached, front tires are roached. I'm actually gonna go with a unique combo here, so stay tuned for that. I have a solution. They wanted $280 per rim, and I could not spend $600 on tractor rims when I only spent $800 on the whole tractor. So the rear tires hold air, which is great. Everything works, the hydraulics work. I'm gonna sandblast everything and paint it. Got a new seat, obviously didn't have a seat. This, oh, that's good. The suspension on this was frozen on the seat, so I actually had to cut, and these are my worst welds ever. Don't even look at this. I had to slice this, open it up, and then hammer out the pins. So I actually ended up cutting it out so I could remove each arm, and now it actually works. So that seat was only $110 on eBay. The exhaust was some kind of modified version of the factory one. There's the new aftermarket one, much better looking. And let's see. Oh, steering box had a lot of play. I was able to adjust a lot of the play out. Now we still have a fair amount. I can live with that. The tie rod, or the drag link going from left to right wheel, had a big old bend in it. When I bent it, somebody had adjusted out the linkage for when they bent it to straighten the wheels out, and this was crazy cross-threaded. You can see the pipe wrench we had to put on it and take this off and put it in a vise. Believe it or not, the ball joint ends are completely fine. All the ball joints have very little play. This thing only had, it says 360 hours on it. I did buy it from a homeowner out in the country. I believe it was relatively low hours, small property. But yeah, battery cables, new air filter. I need to put O-rings in this this valve right here, bleeder valve. It's actually leaking right out the brass. All right, see, my finger's wet right there. Fix that, and then I'm gonna flush all the trans and hydraulic fluid, and clean all your filters, which there's a one in that housing, and I believe there's actually one in the side of the transmission on the other side, right over here. Yeah, right below that lever, that little protrusion, that should be a filter. We're gonna see. So yeah, stay tuned. It's a great project, and there'll be plenty more to come.